Alright, we're going to load this frac tank in the hay barn because he needs good dry concrete traction to get hooked back on to this lowboy. This is an RGN lowboy. I mean, it just hooks up different than ours. So Jared's going to pull in here with a frac tank. We're going to try to get that backed up on the trailer without any incidents here. Alright, easy does it. We got to get the back end this way. Okay, that's decent. Straight. Alright, hold up a second. Try to get the back end over this way a little bit, Jared. I'll try to get over. Now we got to back up on over the tail of the trailer. I didn't know I had to go on that far, but it does. This is sketchy, sketchy. Alright, so we're up on the tail of the trailer, but the tires hang over a little bit. We're decent there, a little over on this side, right? Lift it with the payloader, unhook, and then lift with the payloader. about unhooked here. We're gonna help these guys get this thing off in there the rest of the way. We just gotta lower the back wheels, help these guys chain down, and then we'll come back at you once we get it all back on the guy's truck and everything. So his truck is parked out there. You can't quite see it. Oh, there we go. All right, so he's parked out there, and we're gonna get him chained down. So this trailer is different than ours. Ours has a hydraulic cylinder so that we can get the hitch itself unhooked and hooked back up to the trailer. This is a ground, I think this would be called a ground bearing trailer. I might be wrong on that. But this is called a mechanical. So you have to unhook the hitch that way, like that. And now he's just hooking up all the pins and whatever on it. He's got a set of ramps on the back of his tractor there, and then he'll just get a head start and back in underneath that, and then that'll come right up onto the fifth wheel plate, and that's how he'll get hooked back up. But he's just locking his levers into place here now, and then it'll be all set to go. I think this is called an RGN trailer. Now he's got to get a head start. I don't think he needs to get that much of a head start, but we're going to give her. We're going to give her. Hooked up. Alright, and he's got a sliding fifth wheel, so he's just going to slide his fifth wheel where he wants it. Now we can help him chain down. Well, it's getting dark here now, so he's just going to park his unit here for tonight, and he can't take off until daylight in the morning, so you can't see much here anyways. But it is just about 6:30 here now, and he's actually going to take one of our pickup trucks to get something to eat and leave this here for tonight. He's going to come back once he gets something to eat, spend the night in his truck, and then leave here in the morning when it's daylight. Well, that's the new and improved frac tank. It's got a better agitation kit to it since we bed with sand, so it's raining a little bit here now. So we'll go ahead and get him unloaded here, and then we'll talk about what's all different about it. So we're going to get the 8120 set up with the quick hitch and all that, and then we'll just yank it right off the trailer here. Alright, we just got the hitch onto the tractor. The hitch is a little different, not much, just a little. Now we can go ahead and hook up to the frac tank. Now this frac tank is 10'6", so it's 6 inches wider than the old one, and we're wondering now if maybe it ain't gonna weigh a lot more, because this tractor, the 3-point hitch on the tractor, is just barely enough to carry this damn thing. So we're gonna go ahead and have him get hooked up to it here. So it is a slightly different design, and we'll do a walk around of it once we get it unloaded here. But as you can see, it's barely half the tire on the trailer. See if we can unload this without any incidents here. As long as he goes straight, we'll be all set. We got a camera stuck to my mailbox, so if it falls off the other way, we will be able to catch it anyways. Touchdown! It's off in there without incident, right there, driver? Well, the driver's going to get back hooked onto his trailer here. Jared's just going to park that for now. And, yeah, with that trailer being a little narrower than the frac tank, it kind of makes for a hairy operation there. But, why don't we go ahead and look this thing over. Alright, so we got this thing all unloaded. This is a new and improved design. And what it is, we'll jump up on the side of it here in a minute. But this one has got a little better agitation system to it than the old one. So we traded our other one in for this one. They had ended up changing the design around a little bit for the guys that bed with sand. We had a problem with the other one. The sand would hold up in the bottom of it. We weren't able to agitate it enough, and it ended up being real heavy when it came time to move the frac tank. So we'll just do a quick walk around of it here quick. And this thing is a half a foot wider than the other one. It holds about 1,000 less gallons, I think they said. And some things they did improve on it other than the agitation unit to it, but they put a little stand on here to hold the PTO shaft, because you can't leave your PTO shaft hooked up when you go to move it. So we'll just do a quick walk around here pretty quick here, and Jared's going to end up parking this out of the way. But it's got the basic same concept as the other one. We'll be able to dump the manure tanks into it, and then the swing boom that is on it is draped up over the top of it. Just like the other one there, and it's got a set of legs on it that you can set up, and then you can offload on either side of the tractor. And what they have for the controls of it, you can leave the PTO running on the tractor, and then the guy that's in the tankers, he can run the valve to load his tanker with this little remote here. So we got 3 of these remotes. We had 3 remotes with the other one as well. The other frac tank ended up going to a farm in Michigan. So this one here was one of the first 2 that they made with this type of agitation tied to it, and hoping that it agitates out a little better so that we can get this thing empty right out, so that when we move this damn thing, it's not so heavy on the tractor. You can kind of see that it's squatting this 8120 down quite a bit here. So you got the hand controls up on here to run the different valves and whatever, because you can hook 2 of these frac tanks together, and you can feed with let's see here, I guess I got to research it a little bit, but at any rate, I can hook up a drag line system to it, or hook another frac tank to it. I guess you'd hook up to the back and hook 2 of them together that way, and then drag line right off of it. So we'll jump up over the side here, take a peek inside. There's what it looks like in the inside. There is, actually we can climb right down in it. Okay, so it's got a V bottom to it. And then what this pipe here is this is the actual agitation line, and then it's going to blow all of the material back and forward to the sump. The sump is right there. That elbow piece is going to feed the manure to the pump itself, so you'd actually have to leave about this much material in there, because as soon as you start sucking air, you're not going to be able to pull with that pump. But it's got a drain in that front part there, and then there's a drain in the back as well. So what these are is basically like a spread plate, and what that's going to do is it's going to force the material forward and rinse it off. What we can do with this back section here, there's probably going to be an accumulation of sand that's going to get up on there. But what we can do is when we come over the side with the swing boom on the truck, we can hit this back part and rinse that all down to get the sand off in there, so that it ends up flushing the whole system out. What these here are is the gauges for when the unit gets filled. The operator that's dumping into the frac tank with the trucks, they can tell how much material is inside the tank, and obviously that is the swing boom there, and that's what will load the spreader. It's got the legs on it, just a little cradle up over the top to hold the swing boom in place there. So it's basically the same concept as the other one, other than it's got a agitation sloped floor in it. The other one had more or less a flat floor, and it didn't have as an aggressive of a side to it here. So we'll make one more glance at it here, and we will go ahead and climb on out of here. But there is 3 of those agitation ports there, and then the one along the back. Should work. We're hoping it works. Well, that's going to about do it for the frac tank. Jared's going to pull it out of the way and park it, and that's going to do it. So remember to leave me a thumbs up, drop me a comment down below. We'll catch you at the next video. We're probably going to be 2 weeks before we can actually use this thing to where the ground's going to be dry enough, that is, to actually apply manure. We're moving a little bit of manure right now, but we're just kind of trying to maintain the barn pits. So that's going to do it, folks. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.